Hi, welcome to video 8 in the series. We're up to assessment task 4. Now in this one, we're training somebody how to do something in the workplace. That can either be a participant, you're bringing them in to show them a skill, or it's a work colleague, you're showing them how to use the computer system at work. Either way, you choose something. I'm going to go ahead and do a case study of choosing a participant and teaching them how to send an email. So you've got an idea of what I'm expecting in the responses. Okay, so we'll go ahead and type in how to send an email. How do I know the learner needs this training? Give facts. They constantly ask me to send emails for them, and they've expressed no idea on how to do it. So the individual needs are you addressing when you're developing the plan. So it doesn't matter what sort of training you're doing. If you need to teach something, you've still got to make a plan for it. So you've got to work out a time that they can come in. And I was thinking, you know, I had to take into account when they're available. I had to know that they had lack of basic computer skills, so I had to really think, how am I going to make this easier for them? And their attention span, they're not going to be able to spend 2 hours sitting there listening to me. So then I went ahead and conducted the training. And how did it go? It went well, a bit slower than expected. There's a fair enough comment in there. What went well? The learner was able to send an email to a family member. They learned very quickly how to use the mouse. What didn't go well? The learner was not familiar with the keyboard at all, so it took them a long time to type. So that really slowed down everything there. Okay. What could you do better as a trainer? Make the session shorter, address one need at a time. So make sure the learner is more comfortable with computer basics first, for example. Did the learner understand the instructions? How do you know? I verbally checked with the learner that they could explain each request that I gave them back in their own words, and I saw the learner complete the tasks. During the skill instruction, what essential knowledge did you have to teach? Okay, so skills you might have taught was turning on the computer and so on. The essential knowledge is things like how to log in to webmail, or how to create the actual email address, how to compose an email, keeping your password secure. Those are things they definitely needed to know. The skills they might have needed was how to use a mouse and how to use a keyboard and so on. What feedback did you give the learner? I let them know that they need to spend more time on becoming familiar with the keyboard. What feedback did the learner give you? They were excited they'd learned something new, but the computer screen hurt their eyes after a while. Okay, so let's evaluate our own effectiveness of our coaching. Are you on track towards the learner achieving competency in the workplace skills? So do I think this participant's on the way to getting his ability to send his own emails? Yes, the learner's already demonstrated one successful attempt at sending an email. What problems or difficulties am I having? Okay, so the learner does not always show up to the designated time for training. The learner has low literacy, so struggles to compose the message content. That's a tricky one. And what have I done, or what can I do to solve these problems? Well, I can change the training times to earlier in the day so that it doesn't interfere with picking up kids from school, because they weren't showing up because it was at around 3 o'clock that the training was on. I can show them, lack of keyboard skills also makes for slow going. That was another difficulty that I was having. Okay, so show them how to use spell check and use basic typing games to increase the keyboard skills. What organizational policies did you consider during this whole coaching process? Name at least 3. Okay, so I was thinking the time slots on the computer, that the computers were available. So we're only allowed to have a certain time for each participant to spend on the computer. Making sure that appropriate material was not accessible, so just keeping an eye that there's no gambling or other inappropriate activities happening on the computer, and maintaining the client's privacy by ensuring they had control of their usernames and passwords. So just the confidentiality stuff there. Describe how you think your planning went. Okay, so I would say things could have been more structured with a slower approach. Computer familiarization first, then start teaching the email skill. Who did you need to communicate throughout the whole coaching process? Mainly with the learner, but also with job employers who are receiving, like prospective employers who are receiving job application emails, just letting them know that this is the first time this person has done an email, so just bear in mind if there's any errors, please let us know if they don't receive the email, etc. Other staff to let them know the computer would be in use, and that's about it. Was all communication timely? Yes, all information was timely communicated. The participant was always kept up to date as to when the next training would occur. What networking did you need to establish and maintain through the coaching process? Other staff in my workplace agreed to receive dummy emails and reply to them to provide the live practice for the learner, and the employers who are receiving applications also need to be briefed that this email is coming from a learner, basically. And that's the end of assessment task 4. Well done, guys.